Greetings, fellow insomniacs. It's your friend in fright, Chunky Larry. I am here with the cast and director of Scared to Death. And you guys, the movie's fantastic. So, this film, it felt like a labor of love. And I just kind of want to know about like the genesis of this and what it took to get to this point where you're in the house for this premiere of the film and what this film means to you. We'll start with you.
Well, it's 10 years in the making, and I bought a house, was told it was haunted the day I moved in, and I never saw a ghost, but the family did. So it was kind of based on believing and seeing, because I didn't believe, so I never saw anything. So that's the genesis of how it came about. But yeah, labor of love, absolutely. It's a good way to describe this project.
And Grog. Can I call you Grog? Is it okay to call you Grog? You are one of the more fascinating characters in this film. How far away from yourself would you say that this character is? Because I see the beard, and I was like, I like watching the movie. I was like, oh, that's got to be like, no, that's you.
It's the different. It's what it is.
So did you guys know each other before the film, or was
No, Paul shot 2 music videos or 3 actually when I first got back into music about, what was it, 2021. Mm-hmm. And that's where we met, and we just started talking about film, and he liked, we just kind of hit it off together. And when this movie came, we were thinking of what we could do first together, and I really liked this script. And then he said that he had been working on it with Lynn now, maybe a couple of years before, and Bill Mosley had said he was interested in doing it. And we just kind of made those adjustments, and he said, you're going to be Gregory Grogstone, the Grog. And he said, but I don't want you to do anything but be you in everyday life. So that's what I did. It was a perfect fit. And you just get to see the Grog the way Kurt Dimer is in real life, comes to life as the Grog. So.
And so, like, you specifically, your character feels very pro wrestling. And it's, like, bigger than life, and, you seem very confident, even in points where you shouldn't necessarily be confident.
Yeah.
So, like...
Because I'm still looking at it. I mean, I've been in all these horror movies, and somebody had to like kind of keep their composure in the house, and how appropriate was it for the horror icon? Like, it's like, I mean, like, what the hell is going on? What kind of movie is this?
Yeah.
And somebody needed to be the leader that kept calm. So some of us had a chance to survive, because Lynn was going crazy. I didn't know what to think happened to Lynn or Bill, and we're all trapped in there. It was, I'd like the calm in the storm, I think, of the movie.
Yeah.
And just kind of the straight man to Bill and Lynn and everybody in the cast. I mean, everybody just throwing it at me, and, it was kind of dry. And I didn't think quick.
Yeah.
So I wish she called me a pervert. I mean, I know she was going to call me a pervert.
Because he is one.
So Lynn, you have an entire library of horror films that you're known for, going all the way back to Nightmare on Elm Street of all things. What about this film attracted you?
I love the character. I mean, I told Paul that too. It was fun to play a bitchy studio head, and I know this is going to sound silly, but I was very excited to wear black leather and look good.
I noticed
because I'm doing usually a lot of character stuff where I love it. I mean, but it's, you really disfigure yourself in every way possible. And I thought it was interesting that Maxine, who didn't want to be called Maxine because she really wanted to have a dick, but she didn't. Pardon my expression.
I was going to ask if the outfits informed your performance, or did your performance inform the outfit?
Well, it was because I kind of got you into a corner a little bit. Because first we had talked about her wearing kind of a real studio head, like white man shirt and a suit. And then I thought, no, she's into leather.
She said,
I mean, and maybe some of those women in the white shirts and the black coats also are, but I just thought it was kind of funny to have that be this, and then to find out that she's really kind of a softie and a
Yeah.
very vulnerable person, which generally a lot of people who play tough are. I mean, it's a way to cover up your softness, and so I thought, and the more I thought about it, it became very appealing to me that be both a fun wardrobe choice for me as an actress, and a good idea for who this woman we reveal as being, having her own little issues with herself and her mother or whatever, without turning it into a huge psychological drama, because it's still an entertaining horror film.
Yeah, well, like the scene where you're with the children
Yeah.
in the room,
Yeah.
it's completely different than when you're with everybody else. It's like, don't touch me, don't get near me.
And that was something we discussed that
Yeah.
Paul agreed upon, that you see this woman who's kind of would like to be playing with children, and yet her life has taken her in different paths that are sort of, some you pick and some pick you, I guess you might say. I think in real life for all of us, there's a truth to that. And I think I always look for the other side of the character I'm playing. I mean, I think that's an important part of an actor. I think you have to be able to fill out the character, like who, often a lot of the things I've gratefully been given to do are pretty much one-dimensional, but I figure it out and make them human I think in a positive sense. Also, they're more relatable. I mean, your audience, it's fun to watch a cartoon, but it's much more fun to watch someone that represents and makes you feel about how you are about yourself. And I feel there's a little bit of that also in Max, that you experience the vulnerability that you may have in yourself, that you've had with your family who's tried to push you around or, doesn't listen to you. So I look for the universal aspect of the character, and Paul confirmed it and appreciated it that gratefully, and gave me room to experience it with him.
Yeah, I mean, Lynn collaborated on a huge level, wrote most of her own dialogue. Like, it was once we figured out the dynamics of the role that Lynn was going to play, we just embraced that. And then we kind of leaned into the farcical and the absurdist a little bit, because, some of my favorite films of Lynn's are those big comedies.
Yeah.
Kingpin, something about
Mary.
So the change allowed us to kind of lean into that a little bit and be a little outrageous. Because the film's a little camp, it's a little absurdist. We leaned into that with the comedy. But also, her name's Max Wolf. She's the big bad wolf. The leather, it's the skin. You know what I mean? It's all part of it.
I almost had ears. No, I didn't.
She almost wore horns.
Yeah, and it's got the Grog and Kurt are one. There's no delineation. When we were working with Kurt, the film, I said, just be you. Don't act. Just be you, and it will work. Of course, you had to act. He's acting against other actors, but once he understood that, it just took the pressure off, and it was naturalistic, I think.
And speaking of pressure, working with someone like Lynn or like Bill, who are, again, synonymous with this genre, and it absolutely works to your favor to have actors like that in your horror film. Of course, it's going to draw people. Do you find yourself as a director like, oh, today's a Bill day, we need to put on our serious faces? Today's a
film to shoot it, everything's planned in advance, so we know which days Lynn's coming, we know which days Bill's coming. So mentally, you got to be prepared for that. But there were so many different types of actors in this film, from novices to professionals, that you just have to make it work. And that's all about the chemistry of the ensemble. Once you get the ensemble right and the chemistry's good, then people feel comfortable and you can make it happen. But no, I wasn't worried, because Lynn and Bill both put me at ease. And we'd been working with Lynn for 2 years before we made the film on the dialogue, so we knew it inside out. And when you showed up, we didn't really have to direct Lynn at all. She just did her thing, because we just knew it.
Well, the good stuff came from him.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of improv, right? You did a lot of improv too.
Oh, yeah.
I believe in that with actors. There's 3 films: the film you write, the film you shoot, and the film you end up with. And improvisation is a big part of how I work.
And for me to be able, for Paul to, bless me with this role, to be able to have it now coming out in theaters, and I get to work and lead in the movie it's the Grog with Lynn and Lynn and Bill. I mean, what more could you ask for? It was just amazing, and I learned so much from Lynn and from Bill. They were both very kind and helpful to me, and we just kind of got on a roll. Once the first couple of days were over, we were just rolling.
Where is Bill? Is he working?
I think he's working.
Yeah.
I have one last question, and then I'm going to let you guys go because I know you've got a lot more to do. But this takes place in Altadena.
Yeah.
How important was it for this to be an Altadena story for you?
Well, this house is the first house built in Altadena.
Is that right?
Yeah, first house. Yeah, Woodbury house, first house. Everything. This was on a hill with there were no houses around it. So, and I'd seen this house 20 years before for a music video shoot that I was going to do here. And then Eric, my producer, Eric Barrett, found the house. And I said, well, you live out here. That's the only reason you're picking this house in Altadena. And then I come here, and I recognize it from 2 decades before. And we walked in the house, and everything was here, right? The furniture. I mean, this house furnished the movie. It was just, all the dolls. I mean, so many of the props in the film came from the house.
I just want you to notice one thing. Do you see she has a fist on one hand? No, that's crazy. And the other one is not really a fist. She's got, it's this.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's,
But yeah, so they were, the house, and it's funny, you write a screenplay and you hope to find a location that fits. Most people build sets. Every dimension of the script existed in this house. From the hole in the basement to the attic to the bathroom, the kitchen. I mean, it was all. I walked in here. I'm like, wow, this was built for our film.
and these dolls were here.
The dolls were here.
Yeah, the dolls were here.
Like
30
That's
dolls,
why
yeah.
That's why she was like, watch how you touch the doll.
Yeah, but I mean, they have, a lot of people are really afraid of dolls.
It's so true.
Because they really embody, if you spend, like, this is a very interesting creature.
Well, so I've heard something about that. It's the energy that's poured into the doll. It's love. All
Or
of
not,
the
I
energy
mean, love
Or
is,
not.
is there. And, they usually get weathered like this, and that's from being loved. And the same could be said about this house, can be said about Altadena.
100%.
Altadena survived something horrendous.
Yeah.
And,
Well, look all around this house.
Yeah.
It's like this house
and then,
protected this street.
got saved, this house is saved. It's
And
saved.
something inside this house kept it from burning down, I believe.
But and the interesting thing, so many horror films have been shot in this house. To me, that it's like it had to be the house for the film because they're looking for a house in which to shoot a horror. It just all fitted into the paradigm of the movie.
Who actually has lived here? I mean, do you know the history?
That's a good question. I don't know, but now I'm going to find out. Yeah.
Because these people, I think they just rent, becomes a movie.
Yeah, no, it's just a movie set now. Yeah,
But someone
Last-
built this and
Yeah.
lived in it. That would be fun to find
Yeah.
out.
It must have been the Woodbury family, I would imagine.
well, thank you guys very much. Absolutely. Be sure to go see Scared to Death. It is playing in theaters this weekend. And, support independent horror, support horror in general. That's how we get more of it. Thank you so much, you guys. Paul, Kurt, Lynn, this has been wonderful. I really appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Yeah,
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. And so did she.
She's even winking.